Hey everyone, before we start, just wanted to let y'all know that we've opened up memberships on our YouTube channel. Right now we have the Tim tier, which is only $1.99 a month, which gives you access to emojis, as well as the video versions of the podcast with animations and higher quality audio than anywhere else, completely without YouTube ads. So we hope you think that's a pretty neat deal, and joining the channel would help us out a lot. If you're hearing this on YouTube, you can just click the join button below. And if you're hearing this elsewhere, just search for us on YouTube or click the link in the podcast description. We really appreciate y'all listening and being here. Thanks.
Oh, my goodness.
Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
What's the name of that movie that ends with that song again?
Beau Travail.
All right.
It's the movie where you see homoerotic imagery, the whole beautiful men the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, it finally releases, and you see the most epic ending ever in a movie.
Sounds more enjoyable than whatever the hell that holodeck shit was.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. Oh my god!
I hated this episode, man.
I don't like this episode at all for many reasons.
Was it shitty, man?
For lots of reasons.
Yeah.
It's not just Lwaxana. It's just
So,
not a.
It's clunky.
I need to clear something up right away.
Okay.
Dude. Stat, as the doctors would say.
Okay.
I studied this like this is a Bruder tape, dude. I loaded it up to different softwares.
Whoa. Okay.
Is it me or do you see side boob?
Side boob? Where?
Oh.
Oh, when they're in the mud bath, or
No.
when she comes out naked.
At the end, yeah, at the end.
Probably not.
Probably, yeah.
It is a network show, so you don't see any nip.
No, you don't. But it doesn't mean that there's no side boob.
I'm sure there's side boob somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
there's a few
it's kind of hard to determine like exactly where side boob starts
because it's out of focus a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and it's, you know, it's not 4K. You know,
there's a little side boob. There's a little side boob action.
Yeah, this episode was crazy for that. Like, I learned a lot about betazoids that I did not know.
like what?
Like what? Yeah.
That they get married naked?
They said that before. Yeah. They said that before.
Oh,
that came up in like one of her first appearances, though.
Oh, really?
Sarah,
I didn't remember that.
So Sarah might not have seen this. That was in season 1, where Deanna was actually set to be married away.
I'll never forget that fact.
To fucking Teabag from Prison Break.
And that's back when Lwaxana still knew how to read people's minds.
Yes,
now she doesn't.
Doesn't happen once at all.
No.
They just forgot she's a betazoid.
Well, she did. She did in the other show, in the last show she was in. Remember when she?
Yes. But for this episode, they just forgot.
Yeah.
It's so weird that she's just completely naked and everyone's just, in front of the kids, in front of.
Well, that's
a beautiful thing.
That's a beautiful, dude.
It's just beautiful to be naked. That's
do you think
no one's batting an eyelash?
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, okay.
Well, Campio is.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah.
Never. He says
it's your puritanical views.
He needed a monocle.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh, that would have been okay. That would have completed his look with his weird helmet hair.
If his monocle fell out during the naked scene, then that would have.
Into a martini glass.
Why are you naked shaming them, dude?
I guess I was a little surprised when little Alexander was also.
I mean,
there.
Why would I? Well, let's get into it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't think you should give kids a weird naked thing like a fucking like trauma, you know?
But like
you can't look at a naked body.
But it's also like her mom getting married at her workplace. Her place of work.
I mean, but also her place of living. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, like
it's sort of like their home.
It's not only are they dealing, not only are they dealing with international like folk from around the world, but from around the galaxy. So like, you gotta just be cool. You gotta just be cool, dude.
I mean, I'm into it. I like it. I just was, I was shocked.
You're just surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I mean, I would be as surprised as if I was at this wedding and she walked out naked. I would be like,
your Puritan sensibilities were tested.
Yeah.
Except her soon-to-be husband. Why was he not like, my wife's hot? Woo.
Because he's a conservative asshole. That's why.
There's so many problems with
and in the true sense of conservative, like literally has old-fashioned ideas.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I think we do see side boob. I see the shot you're talking about.
I told you guys.
I don't doubt that. I'm sure.
Never doubt me about side boob.
I didn't doubt you.
I see it.
Why was this why are we trying to frame it as a fight? It's not a fight.
Okay, I will say, Lwaxana, whatever her name is, may be annoying, but she's hot.
I don't think so.
She's
I don't
hot.
think so.
Really?
I'm a hard pass.
Wow, I think she's got like a banging body. What we did see, at least a little bit, at least. But I think she's hot for a woman of her.
Who cares though?
Of her life.
I think Lwaxana is the least of this episode's problems. Actually, I think there's a lot of other stuff going on. But anyway, this episode first.
What is it called? What is this called?
Cost of Living. Yeah, you're right. We should mention the episode's name. Cost of Living.
I have no idea what that title has to do with this episode.
We're talking about.
It's like they're not like. What is the cost of living metaphorically? Like, do we get to enjoy what we do, or do we like make concessions to do what we think we're supposed to do? Sort of.
What's the general inflation rate of enjoyment of your life?
Here is my It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia title for this episode. The gang fights cocaine cowboys.
Oh my god!
These little aliens are like a little cocaine species.
Yeah.
The glitter dust.
They go in and they turn everything into Ghostbusters 2 slime.
Yeah, there's Ghostbusters 2 slime, but like the actual like effect, I kept thinking of it like that looks like 90s Disney magic.
Oh yeah.
That's like just generically 90s Disney magic.
Tinkerbell dust.
Remember? No, you know what it looks like? When you bought the original Ninja Turtles figures, there was a set that came with like the little turtles pre-mutation that you could put in ooze, and it looked like the ooze that it came with.
Oh yeah, like the ooze. It's a secret of the ooze.
Yeah,
that's oddly specific. That's very oddly specific.
Might be related slightly to Gak.
Yeah, dude.
Well, this slime and ooze and gack-filled episode first aired on April 20th of 1992. Let's go around the sun as Dan tells us what happened
April
around
Fools.
that time.
April Fools. It was 19 days after the fooling.
Some people were blazing by slept through it.
Oh yeah, this is Blazing Day, not April. Come on, Ricardo.
I know, but
you should know better than anyone.
I know, but Dan, think about it. You get so high, you forget what day it is.
And you're like, it's April 1st. April Fool. You know what? Yeah, you're right. This is 4D chess here. You outplayed us. All right, so it's been a few weeks since the last airing. So I'm just going to go through a few things here. Yeah. First off, it was an active time for family films on the 1st of April Fool's Day. Rock-a-Doodle, which was like a non-Disney like chicken Elvis movie.
I remember that.
Yeah. It was around. People remember.
Chicken
I'm just here to trigger people's memories here. Just like that email from last week. This is what I love to do.
Guys, can I just... so something that triggered this, because you said a kid's movie. Mm-hmm. I had no idea this was true, dude. I had to like triple check it. Like, I want to say it was like last week that I found this out.
That Stuart Little was co-written by M. Night Shyamalan?
No, I knew that, dude. I know somebody who's in that movie. That
I actually didn't know that.
Leonard Nimoy.
What a twist.
Directed 3.5 Men. Not 3.5 Men. 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh,
wait, Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, my God.
No, I remember this. Actually, no, I remember this as a thing. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
I've even brought up that movie on this podcast, and I totally missed that fact.
Yes.
That's completely my bad.
What it is some fans actually commented and said, how could you not mention the Leonard Nimoy directed?
Oh my God.
3 Men and a Baby.
That I'm totally super remiss on that. I am sorry, years later.
He had a directing career outside of Star Trek movies. So
he was trying so hard to not be Spock.
Or am I?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Until he said, actually, yeah. All right. Moving on. I'm still on the first item. Sheesh. All right. On 410, we had Beethoven, the dog movie.
Oh, yeah.
The first one?
Or actually, sorry, it wasn't the 10th, it was the 3rd. Yeah, the first Beethoven.
Beethoven the 3rd.
Oh, I love Beethoven.
Yeah, so not any of his puppies yet.
Beethoven.
And then 1 week later, on the 10th, we had Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, a.k.a. Avatar.
Oh, a.k.a. Robin Williams movie. Where
was it?
He plays Batty. My name is Batty. Okay. I'm here to blah, 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 blah. He actually, this is what caused a huge controversy with him playing the genie in Disney's Aladdin, because he said, I'm not going to give up Fern Gully to play Aladdin, to also be genie in Aladdin. I'm going to do both. And,
right. Yeah, you did bring this up earlier.
And Jeffrey Katzenberg, Robin Williams.
Oh.
And then Jeffrey Katzenberg was a huge dick and was like, you know what? Go fuck you. Because of that, we're going to break our agreement where we're going to just fucking plaster your name all over the marketing, which they had agreed not to do for Aladdin. And, and that's why Robin Williams got super pissed and was like, you know what? Fuck you, Disney. I'm never working with you again. Until he did when they gave him a lot of money. But
well, yeah. That's how it works. And but what they do, I'd like to point out, allegedly, is they take it from all the workers at Disney, and then they just funnel.
They just go around with the collection plate. You know?
Yeah, well, they're like, good news, bad news. Good news, you get to keep your jobs of the year. Bad news, 5% deduction in salary. Congrats, you guys are employed.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Woo. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
On 4/6, Microsoft announced Windows 3.1, a follow-up to their hit operating system Windows 3.0.
Damn.
Also on the 6th, voting began on one of America's most historical and crucial decisions. What should go on a postage stamp? Young Elvis or old Elvis? The public debate surrounding it became the topic of news, late night talk shows, etc. In particular, I remember that they made a joke about it on Animaniacs.
Why is that even a question?
It was important.
I think it should be young Elvis. Who wants to see old
Elvis? No,
dude. The nation.
It's more Sarah. It's more fun if it's a little overweight Elvis.
Well, spoiler alert: at a ratio of 3-1, the nation did in fact pick young Elvis. Among them, presidential candidate hopeful Bill Clinton. He supported young Elvis.
Look, if I ever get to be on a stamp, please pick young me.
No, that's where the country went to shit, dude. When they picked fucking young Elvis, dude. Old Elvis is more fun, dude. He's doing the cocaine.
Not just old Elvis.
Be remembered like that.
Bubba Hotep Elvis. They should put that shit in there, dude.
Yeah, it should have just been Bruce Campbell on the stamp.
What criminally underrated movie. God.
What was the size of this bug? I don't know. It was the size of a peanut butter and a banana
sandwich, man.
Yeah. He's like, you telling me this Bubba Hotep came back? It's right on the shithouse walls.
I mean, how can you turn down the team of old Elvis and John F. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Fighting a mummy.
Yeah.
Secretly black John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. Do you know what?
It's good.
That's one of my. There's a lot of movies that in Hollywood that like oh, this movie could have been made. This movie could have been made, but they teased a sequel to that movie that would have had Paul Giamatti come back as a colonel in the sequel, and it would have been amazing. What could have been?
All right. I'll keep going. I still got a lot of stuff.
Sorry.
On 4/7, Donald Trump's 3-year-old airline, Trump Shuttle, shut down, later to be acquired by U.S. Airways a few days later.
Trump Shuttle? That's what it was called?
Yep. Lasted for 3 years.
Apparently, Trump shit was taken.
It's crazy.
On the 12th of April, Euro Disney, a.k.a. Disneyland Paris these days, opened in Marne-le-Vallée, France. Who are you that resisted, huh?
My children need wine.
Well, I'll tell you this, dude, about Euro Disney. Never again, besides my trip to Euro Disney, have I ever seen a young 15-year-old smoking in line while waiting for Space Mountain.
Hey, man.
It was very shocking.
It is pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, while drinking wine out of the bottle.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And a baguette in their backpack.
Yeah, they have a backpack for that.
Yeah, because they're at Disney. Island, yeah.
The baguette pack. On the 13th, Chicago had a bit of an oopsie when repair work on a bridge over the Chicago River damaged a utility tunnel underneath, resulting in a breach that flooded the shit out of the city's underground tunnel systems and basements with about 250 million gallons of water, which ended up costing $2 billion in damages of 1992 money, which is just over $4 billion today.
That's the night Chicago died. Right? They made that song.
Oh no.
Yeah, it ended up becoming a huge litigation,
whose fault was it?
Chicago's
that's
fault.
The subject of much debate. Lots of insurance companies were in there. All the lawyers were, doing their thing. It was a very messy thing. I think there's still dispute about it today.
Do you think that's one of the all-star games for lawyers? They're like, oh, dude, you were around for fucking Chicago, dude.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If there are any Chicago lawyers around, I would love to know.
Yeah, I was there for the flood of Chicago.
It's like seeing the what's it called, the Dream Team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh man, you were around for that fucking case.
Oh, I did in my research. I did find out there was a big dispute over something being called floods or leaks with insurance companies, because if it's a leak, they got to cover it. But if it's a flood, it's not something that they cover.
Oh,
and so the insurance companies were fighting tooth and nail to say, oh no, these are floods.
It's a very big flood. It's not a very big leak. It's a flood.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on. On the 15th, the National Association of Broadcasters inducted 3 familiar faces into their Hall of Fame: William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley.
Oh, the original 3. The original Star Trek 3.
So actual Star Trek stuff happened in the time as well. And finally, my last bit. On the actual date of airing, 4/20, a Freddie Mercury tribute concert for AIDS awareness was held in Wembley, London, featuring tons of big names including Elton John, Metallica, Def Leppard, Spinal Tap, U2, Guns N' Roses, David Bowie, Seal, Liz Taylor, etc.
Dude,
nice. Spinal
Kiss
Tap
from a Rose. Kiss from. Is it a Kiss from a Rose on the grave?
On the gray.
On the gray.
The color gray.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. For years, I've been saying it wrong. Years.
You would think it would be something like on the grave or something.
Yeah,
right? But it's on the gray.
It was code for the girl's butthole. Guys, is there more?
I don't want to kiss anything.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's a butthole. Is that what the song's about?
Yes,
it is now.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Sarah. But apparently, it's a gray.
A gray butthole.
The gray could be the butthole. It's not quite. It's not quite white.
Or maybe it's about the movie The Gray, starring Liam Neeson.
That's a bomb ass movie, dude. Badass movie. Liam Neeson is a shit, dude. Liam Neeson's great captain. He would be a beautiful captain, dude.
Yeah, he would be a captain. His pants would be constantly wet as he just walks around.
Yeah. Also, he would just beat down people, dude. Is there more, Dan? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have.
No, that was the last. So that concludes our trip around the sun.
Hey. Guys, what is it? A poll. Oh. Would you guys want us to do how we did Galaxy Quest commentary? I say we do a commentary for this Leonard Nimoy movie called Holy Matrimony.
A
young Hooterite boy must marry his late brother's wife, who comes from the outside of the community. It stars
released when?
1994.
1994. It stars a young fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Patricia Arquette. Yeah. Oh. I kind of want to see this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if you want us to do a commentary for this movie, because
he's also done a bunch of movies. I wonder if it's worth just choosing one of Leonard's movies. This
one's one of them.
I know exactly. I wonder if there's other movies you could also consider.
This one looks so weird that I kind of want to do this one. You got to see the cover of the movie.
Oh, I've seen it. I'm seeing it. Yeah. He's also done a movie called The Good Mother, Funny About Love. And Funny About Love is with Gene Wilder. Oh my God. Wow.
Couldn't get any wilder.
Well, if you guys want to get wild on the internet, but you don't want to get caught by people snooping into what you're doing, head on over to ExpressVPN, because ExpressVPN is not only a quality VPN, it's also super secure and super fast. And it's a good way to add another layer of security while you are perusing the internet and making sure that you are doing things safely.
Holy shit, dude. Marvin,
what?
Liam Neeson's is in The Good Mother, dude.
Oh shit.
Well, damn.
Well, that puts another puts another tack in the good mother.
Yeah, dude. I'm in. That's all you had to say. Liam Neeson.
You know, puts another good.
They should get ExpressVPN should get Liam Neeson to be their spokesperson, dude. I'm just saying.
They could do it.
Yeah. They have the money, dude.
They have the money.
Yeah,
they have the money
because
they offer such a great internet service, VPN service. And you know what? They even include now an ad blocker built in to your VPN. So you don't even have to worry about ads while you're on your VPN. It's crazy. It's super convenient. It's fantastic. And it's got a lot of other features. You go to Netflix, it works with the VPN on because they keep rotating their IP addresses so Netflix can't catch you. It's great. And it's actually super fast. 500 up, at least 500 down. So if you guys want a VPN of that quality, head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you an extra 3 months for free. That makes the entire deal 49% off. Only $6.67 a month. And you can use it on up to 8 devices and 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not sure. So try it out. And if you don't like it, just send it back. So again, expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you an extra 3 months for free. And also, Exter. You guys know what Exter is. Nice, compact, sleek wallets. However, I am excited to report that nearly about an hour before we started recording this podcast, we received Exter's grid backpack for us to take a look.
Woo!
Oh my God. Damn, dude. Sam.
We got the grid backpack.
So we haven't had a chance to fully check it out yet, but probably by next episode, we'll have looked through, checked it out. Also, they actually sent us 2 of their aluminum card holder wallets in the Astral color. We only asked for 1, but they sent us 2.
Aluminium?
So, yeah, the aluminum one. Yeah, aluminium. Yes, exactly.
Shit,
so
for the record, listener, this does not mean that if you buy 1, they will send you 2.
No. Yeah, full disclosure, they were like, would you like some stuff for upcoming stuff?
Here's the thing is that we want to test these babies out, you know what I mean, and make sure we want to recommend that shit to you guys.
Yeah. But Exter wants to let us know that they have an extra special deal for our listeners for Black Friday. If you go to our new link, partner.exter.com/newbie, or just use our offer code newbie as usual when you check out at exter.com, that's EKSTER.com, you'll get up to 55% off. That's a crazy good offer that we've never really ever had before. It's kind of nuts. And free shipping on any order of $50 or more, free returns within 100 days of receiving your order, a 12-month warranty on all products, and a free tool card with any order above $125.
Tool card?
Yeah, tool card. It's a thing. It's like
a tool card. Sorry.
Yeah, it's got like a ruler built in and a screwdriver.
Nice. By that you mean it's that credit card sized metal thing that so it can be several tools at once.
Yes, it fits in a credit card slot. It's actually pretty neat.
If the survivors of the Andes had one of those, they could have gotten out there pretty fast. But
they would have just gotten straight out. Yeah. Tool card. This tool card could prevent cannibalism for you in the future.
Yeah. Well, if they had just looked east, they would have seen that resort. But hindsight's only.
Hindsight's 50-50.
Yeah.
So again, you can head on over to partner.exter.com or just use our offer code newbie when you check out at exter.com for up to 55% off your order. All right, Denise, you ready? You ready, Denise?
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
Denise? Man, fuck, dude, this episode was not good. But that's the thing. Bad. That's the thing about Star Trek is that like sometimes you find some interesting things in the bad.
Yes, I agree that there's interest. There's little nuggets of like interesting things happening, but it's constantly interrupted by this really stupid cocaine dust plot. That is
I just wanted more cocaine stuff. If I'm being honest.
I just was like
for the cocaine thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it does start. It makes the episodes start off really excitingly because there's like a huge asteroid thing happening.
Yeah. Imagine if this was the very first Star Trek episode you ever saw.
Yeah.
You would just stop.
I would just be like, oh, I don't get it. This is so shitty.
This is what the hype is all about.
Imagine you're from Florida. And you love Colombian bang bang, and
Colombian bang bang.
Yeah. So
what's that?
and you're like, oh my god, they made a show just for me. So this show starts off, and they shoot an asteroid or a comet.
It's an asteroid, I think. Yeah.
So they shoot it down, and all the cocaine that was being smuggled in the fucking. That's how I like to think about it, because it's not explained. So I have to fill in half the blanks.
Yes.
I assume these were not Colombian. We don't want to stereotype. These were from a certain part of the
Korean.
galaxy.
They were strangely Korean smugglers.
They were Korean smugglers. And they're like, you know what? Look, our shipments keep getting caught, dude. They keep stopping our fucking shuttles, dude. This is what we do. We could send an unmanned shuttle with our cocaine shipment. Or, have you ever seen Armageddon? It's like, yeah. He's like, we land on the comet, dude. We insert our cocaine into, like nougat on a fucking on a fucking candy bar. Boom.
Yeah.
It's a cocaine fucking comet, dude.
And then when the asteroid hits the planet, the whole planet will be covered in a dust of cocaine.
Yeah, they can't charge all of us. They cannot charge all of us. But then we charge the planet for everybody using.
Yeah, you're
cocaine.
like y'all are high. You're using our product right now.
Yeah.
Y'all have to pay.
That's what I imagine happened. And so they shoot the comet down, or asteroid, whatever the fuck this is. Yeah. And the cocaine is running amok, dude. And this cocaine is future cocaine, not your typical fucking cocaine where you double it with big
high-tech cocaine.
Yeah, this high-tech
cocaine. Okay, so just to be clear, you are characterizing the living entity as cocaine.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
it's futuristic.
Living cocaine.
Yeah. Okay, because at first I thought he was equating nitrium to cocaine. I'm just trying to make sure I keep the analogy going in my head.
Yeah. So those cocaine aliens go in. I'm going to just get rid of the cocaine plotline.
Yeah, because there's no point to it at all.
Yeah. I'm just
the one thing I will say about it, though, is that they put a little more effort than usual into making it look like sweaty and shitty as life support was failing.
True.
Yeah.
But they don't show... Okay, they show everyone on the bridge knocked out, right?
Yeah, but they don't do anything with Alexander and Lwaxana. They don't act like anything happened to them either.
The closest thing that happens is Lwaxana sees a little corner of the holodeck go down and goes, let's get out of here, Alexander. And that's it. Yeah. That's their only interaction with this plot.
A couple of
LEDs. Also, she orders something from the replicator and gets sausages instead, and no one cares. No one gives a shit.
Sausage tea.
Well, that could also... But like, if he did not have this plot, even that part could have been like, oh, Lwaxana's just bumbling and doesn't know how to use a replicator. That could have literally been what happened.
I was shocked when she still drank the tea from the.
Yeah, she drank the sausage juice. It was so weird.
No, it's not juice.
There wasn't much left.
Marvin, if it's warm, it's sausage tea, not juice. If it's cold, it's juice.
If it's cold, it's cold brew sausage tea.
Yeah. So this cocaine
the sausage was steeped in water overnight.
These cocaine aliens, they dispersed and they're like, well, we don't have anywhere to go. We were supposed to go to the planet to get people high.
Yeah.
Let's go in the ship, dude.
Yeah.
Because of all the nitrates. They're eating a bunch of bologna. They have a bunch of nitrates in there.
Yeah.
So the aliens go into the fucking the Enterprise and they love nitrates.
Yes.
And what they do is they eat bullshit like fucking technology.
Everything on the ship contains nitrium for whatever reason.
And so they eat that and they shit ooze.
So here's a stupid part. So Data and Geordi are smart people, right?
Yeah.
So the moment
allegedly,
yeah. I'm like, I guess maybe.
So the moment that all they want is nitrium, why not just fill like a kiddie pool with nitrium in like the fucking shuttle bay or whatever, and just have all of them go there? Why not concentrate them into one spot?
Can I go even further?
Yes.
They do the nitrium at the end on like some rocks, right? The rocks that they blew up, right?
Yeah.
Why not do it on a shuttlecraft?
I don't.
Just put the nitrium in the shuttlecraft outside the goddamn ship, dude. Let them go outside, and then no one passes out.
Yeah, they'll fuck up the shuttlecraft, but it'll still be contained, and they can eventually just tow it back. No,
we don't need the shuttlecraft. Blow it up again, and
they want to save them. So if they were trying to save and hold them, then they had many solutions.
They did.
We can't save everybody.
In fact, they didn't even try. They didn't even try stasis / force fields in this scenario.
Yeah.
Why not?
And also, he said, "Hey, cold shit slows them down." Right?
Yeah, they came up with that, and then they didn't use it.
I don't understand. There's so many things that's brought up that they just don't do.
This is like the anti-Chekhov's gun episode.
I was just like kind of confused because at the end I was like, oh, it's just Picard literally gets up and goes, well, now that's over. I've got a wedding to officiate. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. So
none of these are two completely separate plots. They don't interact at all. Like,
what is Chekhov's gun? Is it the guns both alive and dead at the same time?
No. Chekhov's gun is like you see a gun at the beginning of the play. It must be used by the end.
Oh yes, sorry, I was thinking of what's
or Anton Chekhov's gun. So.
Well, I was thinking of the cat, the cat that's dead and alive at the same time.
Oh, that's Schrodinger's cat.
Right. Same thing, dude.
Which actually people explain it the wrong way.
Yeah, it's often misconceived.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, this means a quantum thing can be both alive and dead at the same time." And his point was that that's actually absurd, and that's not what people actually mean when they say a quantum particle can hold two states. That's not what he means at all. Otherwise, a Schrodinger's cat could exist, which is not the case. So that's what he meant. But anyway,
I like turtles.
But people are way too willing to believe in cats that are both alive and dead at the same time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, they both are alive and dead. They belong to both worlds, if you really think about it. Anyway, so is this cocaine dust?
Mm-hmm.
It's eating up everything, dude, and they can't find it. Like once they track it down, it's already moved on to a different part of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, they start losing like the what is it called? The base values, or what is it called? The life
attitude.
No. The stuff that keeps them alive. The systems.
Oh, life support.
Life support. God,
for some reason, for some reason, life support going down means everyone instantly loses oxygen.
Yeah.
Well, we went over that before.
Well, it's funny because he's like, Data, how long till we make it to the rocks? And he's like, oh, it's about 2 hours, like going this speed. And he's like, if we pass out, make sure this happens, dude. And it's like,
Data, please save us again.
If we pass out for 2 hours, we're dead, dude.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can't just like, if your oxygen levels are actually low enough that you pass out, you're going to be brain dead pretty soon.
Yeah.
You can't be passed out like that for a long time.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
Yeah,
unless
you're drunk.
I know. Unless they all got drunk. And just for funsies. So anyway, so they pass out and they wake up and Data saved everybody and everybody's all sweaty. They wake up like they just were running from fucking Freddy Krueger, dude. And then Picard wakes up and he's like, oh, that was a crazy dream.
Yeah, anyway, everyone wakes up instantly as soon as oxygen's available.
They're like, anyway, I got to run and I got to officiate a wedding. I got a wedding to get to. And he goes and he officiates a wedding. It's nuts. But now let's go back and talk about the other plot that has nothing to do with the cocaine fucking cowboys.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lwaxana shows up. A couple things happen. So I guess there's a A, B, and C storyline.
Yeah.
The A storyline would be Worf having trouble with his kid. His kid doesn't want to do it, and at the end, they didn't even solve the problem. Like,
no. It was just an interference.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the point of. That plot line really seemed to serve no purpose.
Why is Lwaxana such an asshole to Worf? She can read your mind. You should know their name.
Yeah.
She keeps calling him Wolf or
Wolf. Mr. Wolf.
Even
Mr.
after
Wolf.
being directly corrected by him.
Yeah. It's mildly racist, actually. Just
in fact, it is.
Keep getting someone's name wrong like that.
Yeah.
He just rolls his eyes. He's very frustrated.
He's like, I'm used to the Klingon racism around here.
Yeah. He also rolls his R's.
I'm accustomed to microaggressions.
He's like, I like churros. Exactly. So this guy is in over his head with this kid, dude. The kid's like, I want to fucking do this. Mm-hmm. It's like fucking like
what did he want him to do? He wanted him to do change his clothes or something?
Put the clothes in the hamper.
In the refresh generator. Put your clothes in like the laundry basket or something.
Yeah,
but also
they have to use like future space words to say it.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyway, basically the kid's not doing his chores.
Ricardo's the only parent of the group, so it sounds like he wanted him to do something and he didn't listen. The kid was like, "Oh, you only want to do it. You only told me for one day to do that, not continuously."
This is what you do. You get the kid a cat and say, "I'll kill this cat if you don't do what I say."
Oh shit!
You'll never find clothes on the ground ever again.
Yeah, clothes you'll never see a fucking dirty room. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't get all wilded.
No.
And so
we love cats over here.
No, we don't. We love dogs,
cat
but we'll
lovers.
settle for cats. So
I like birds.
I like turtles. So they go to what's his face, Troy, and they're like, hey, this guy won't fucking listen to me. And then the kid's like, well, he won't, like, he's just a jerk, he's just yelling at me. And Troy's like, I got it, dude, you make a fucking contract. And I'm thinking, god damn it, you don't know shit, dude, your kid fucking died, dude. Or you know.
Well,
what do you know?
Fucked off permanently into space.
What happened? What happened to her kid? I forgot.
It did die. The kid did die.
Did he get old?
After like an accelerated process?
Because it had Benjamin Button disease, right? Benjamin Button disease?
No, it's like
no.
Deanna
That
has a kid?
Yeah.
So at the beginning of season 2, it was an episode called The Child where Deanna was impregnated by a weird space ghost.
Space
a point of light that flew into the ship from space.
And it went straight into her vag. And then they were like, that's when they had the discussion of Worf was like, we should abort this immediately.
Yeah. Like, we need to get rid of it.
And it became a subtle pro-choice message where Deanna was like, I'm going to choose what I want to do. And then Picard was like, yeah, it's your choice. You do it. You choose what you want. And then,
so what'd she choose?
She chose to keep. And then
but the baby was a Benjamin Button baby.
Yeah, the baby was like a creepy, hyper fast growing baby that said, please don't worry. Everything's okay. Please don't worry. And everyone immediately started worrying because no baby should ever say that.
Did she? Wait, it came out like she gave birth to it?
She gave birth to a baby and it started growing super fast.
Yeah.
Like,
technically.
Was she scared?
If you.
No.
We don't
she was kind of into it. She was kind of cool with it.
Ago,
it was really weird.
Sarah, you got to go back and watch the podcast, dude.
Sorry, I'm just blown away. So what happened to this baby? She launched in space, I guess?
Another deadbeat mom. Another deadbeat mom.
That is good.
Yeah.
Wow, the baby just died. It grew up like too fast or something. And it turns out it was some sort of alien species that was doing it to understand what it's like to be humanoid.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Sarah, let me give you the rundown, dude. This baby was a Vinzillion, which means that he lives too fast and too furious.
Good to know.
And it cared about family. It was
family.
Wow.
Needed to learn.
Okay, good to know. So she knows a lot about parenting then.
No, she doesn't know shit about parenting because she had this baby. This happened in like a day, Sarah.
Yeah, over the course of a week, it turned into like a 12-year-old and then died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she didn't know shit about having kids, dude.
Yeah.
So I hate her contract idea. It's a very stupid idea.
Is that even a good parenting technique? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't think so. I feel like
is that makes it feel like, I don't know. I'm on the fence about that.
I feel utterly unqualified to talk about any parenting techniques because I never want any kids because I know I would undermine my own authority at every turn.
Yeah. I mean, I feel on the fence about it. I don't know if like, I don't know if the positions of power are equal like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to like
child.
Negotiate with the child in that way. That sounds like it's just a recipe for disaster. Because
I would never tell my kid, "Oh, you can't get like dessert if you don't." Usually, when it comes to stupid things like that, I go, "Look, you could either eat dinner, or you could eat fucking 5 broccolis, dude. It has the same fucking like nutritional value. You choose if you don't want to eat that shit." And sometimes he can be like, "All right, give me the broccoli, dude."
Well, that's good. That's great.
The broccoli, and then he's done with dinner. And also, like, I can't tell my kid like, "Hey, you can't have if we go to the store, you can't have this or that," because I like toys. I like toys more than he does, probably. I like Legos more than he does, probably.
Right.
So everyone has their own method, and this one sounds very stupid. Some are more stupider than others.
And part of it is just that, like, Worf is just not listening to him. So Worf is
both.
just,
they're both. He's probably worse than the kid. But all parenting is right and wrong.
Yeah.
You could be right at the moment, but then a year from now, you're wrong.
Oh, there's one thing I wanted to bring up because Sarah was wondering while we were watching the episode.
Oh,
Sarah was wondering.
You're going to bring up what I think you're going to bring up, which I already researched.
Yeah. So,
what is it?
Then you go for it, Sarah.
Okay. I guess I would like. I was going to save this for the end, but I guess we can bring it up now. I want to know your thoughts on having Worf's child be played by a white kid actor?
Because that's what's happening.
And you're saying because he's like blackface?
It kind of seems like it.
Because yes, Worf's kid but why
as
not
much as every other Klingon that's appeared who wasn't black, because we have a ton of those already.
But we know who Worf's. We know the kid should, I think, at least be biracial, not white.
No, but I mean. No, what are you talking about?
Well, with the makeup and prosthetics being as heavy as they are, I feel like it's already a moot point.
It seems strange to me that it's played by like a straight up white kid.
I also think it's odd.
I think it's odd. I'm just saying it's odd to me. That's
Sarah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can litigate the specifics of it, but I think what I find odd is that Worf clearly is signaled as black, like a black Klingon, because they also for his brother. They got fucking Candyman. So they're like, yes.
But no. I disagree with you already because even the like the high ranking Klingons, remember the Chumley guy?
Yeah.
They're all white. They just have the same skin color.
I'm not saying there are
but they had a different skin tone. They weren't as dark as Worf and brother. So Worf and brother seem to come off as black.
Are you calling him like brother? Like the brother?
Well, literally his brother, though. Like his literal brother, Candyman. They were both kind of black, essentially.
I'm gonna go with they're aliens, and no, there's no. You can't blackface aliens.
You can.
I think it's odd to have Worf's child be played by a straight up white child actor, not even biracial.
I think it's an odd choice for sure.
It's an odd choice.
I think it's not as like explicitly offensive as like, yes, this is a child just dressed as a black boy, but I think there is some questioning of the thought process as to like, why not hire a black kid?
I feel like it's a missed opportunity. That's kind of what I'm trying to say is like,
okay, missed opportunity I can agree with, but if it's inherently problematic, I don't think I agree.
Yeah,
I think it's inherently weird. I just think it speaks to their thought process in casting. And as to being like,
I mean, I feel like at this point it's a given though. Like it was the early 90s.
But they went out of their way to hire Michael Dorn because they wanted a black actor. Like they specifically wanted that.
Originally they wanted a black Klingon actor, and they originally were trying to cast someone who was actually like not looking like a stereotypical strong Klingon. They wanted a black Klingon who was kind of like not super buff. They hired Michael Dorn because they liked his acting, so they ended up changing his character.
No, but they wanted the diversity as well. They did. I read that they very much wanted.
They're also explicitly continuing that because they hired Candyman as his brother. So like they
just like his voice, though.
I mean, yes, but like they explicitly got another black actor to be his brother. So like I think they knew what they were doing by hiring black actors to play the members of this family. And I get that K'Ehleyr is half Klingon and her actor is white, but it just seems odd that, why not hire a black kid? It just seems odd that you wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't find it odd considering the time is my point. It's like, it's just an obvious thing that would happen because that's how things were to me.
Well, it's odd to me just because there's black kid actors everywhere during this time. They didn't have to. I just find it odd.
Yeah, but in any situation where it doesn't have to be a black kid actor in that era, then it wasn't.
I guess so.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a big missed opportunity for someone like Michael Dorn, which having him be a black actor playing the role of Worf, it just seems misplaced.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to ask you something. Ready?
I'm ready.
How do you know the kid is both his parents are white?
You mean the kid actor?
Yeah.
Well, they straight up have that research online. Like the actors they've all said that they're not biracial. They're just straight up white kids.
Who said this?
The Star Trek online research. Like when you look up the actors and They have links to.
Oddly enough,
this has been heavily discussed among the Star Trek community. So there's lots
we're
of.
absolutely not the only ones.
Yeah, a lot of people have had problems with this.
The only thing I'm saying, the only thing bringing it up is because I mean, I have friends who are, multiple friends who have biracial kids, and some of them look like they might be biracial, but some of them look straight up.
Yeah.
White.
No, I get what you're saying. In this case,
well, you can also Google his parents,
not...
and his parents are definitely just
sure. Like the actors that have portrayed the kids have all been white, like straight up white, not biracial.
The thing is, like, have they at any point said the Klingon race also has races within the race? Has anybody said that at any point? If they haven't, then this isn't even a fucking issue.
I mean, we're talking about this on a human Earth level. I mean, I get that there's no race in the Klingons.
I think they probably had some idea of there being different skin colors within races. I think that's why they specifically were looking at black actors to play Worf.
But here, take away the actor part of it. You just fall into the whimsy of you're in this universe. Have they forget that it's played by an actor, Michael Dorn? Forget about that. The literal alien race.
I don't think. See, that's why I fundamentally disagree with you. I don't think you can forget that because I know you. You are very Death of Author. I am not. I am very much author is very involved in work. So I explicitly do not think you can discount all that. I think.
What do you mean Death of Author?
Death of the author, like the work speaks for itself on its own. I know that's your point of view, and I actually do not agree with that at all. I very much think that you have to take all of the cultural context. That's the whole point of Star Trek, really. I mean, all the allegories only work in Star Trek because we were taking the cultural contexts into play. So I think you can't ignore it. I think it's actually kind of detrimental to the point of Star Trek if you do ignore it.
I think I fall between you two.
It's also interesting, like speaking from like a makeup point of view, like they have to darken this kid's skin tone. Like I think the moment that you have to take makeup and physically like do a type of blackface on someone.
But they do it to the other actors. You never complained about the other actors though.
She did though.
They're not they're not that deep though. Like this guy has like a very deep tone. Like,
you have brought it up before.
Yeah. And but also I think within the Klingons they kind of vary in tones a little bit too. But this
which they do.
Alexander specifically, he has a very deep skin tone that matches Worf. So it's interesting to me that
whereas Chumley was more of an orange.
Yeah.
But what about his baby mama?
Kaylar was white.
She's white. Yeah, I don't know why we have such a deep skin tone.
Wait a minute. But she still had makeup on. She wasn't white.
She was like kind of the brownish orangish people that the other Klingons are.
White people become orange when they're Klingon.
Yeah, that's kind of what.
And she wasn't as deep as Michael Dorn's.
But they still painted her face,
makeup is pretty deep, but they didn't do it as deep as It's just odd to me that like, okay, we have white kid come into the makeup chair and we're going to essentially put this kid in blackface to do this role. And it just seems
right now, to be honest, I feel like we're belaboring a point that essentially amounts to it was 1992.
No. I think that the time frame is I think there's no excuse. I think it's pretty modern enough. I think we knew in 1992 that blackface was not acceptable. Like, definitely not. I'm just thinking, I think like in the makeup world, like I'm thinking like physically, we knew in the 90s that was like not okay or somewhat problematic.
Just a couple years ago, they cast Johnny Depp as Native American. And they tanned him up.
Yeah,
that still happens.
That was real bad.
No, I'm not saying the problem is solved. I mean, clearly we still have a problem with it. Like, it doesn't matter if it's 1992 or 2023. We still put people in blackface. So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. It's still wrong. It was wrong then, and it's wrong now. Like, I don't understand.
I also go by this. This is what I'll accept your beef with it. You know, like, I'll acknowledge it, but. I'm going to put myself in the position of producers and a director on the show. the actors who played his mom had a very specific syntax, and like she had a very like Audrey Hepburn kind of like do speech, right? Mm-hmm. And this kid has the same fucking thing almost.
No, he doesn't.
I feel like he does.
This kid just acts like any old shit kid, in my opinion. Like I don't think
he just acts like a kid.
Really? Yeah, I don't think there's anything special about his performance at all.
Well, I would be like, bring me the kid that won't fuck up takes and is good on the fucking paper. And
that is why they replaced the original.
Yeah, that is why they got this kid over the other kid.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but also,
this is a replacement.
So
this is a replacement.
Worf's kid is played by like 5 different white actors.
Yes.
5 different kid actors.
Once they put cast one, they're like, we gotta keep it.
And they do blackface on all of them.
Yeah.
So
we got a blackface.
So actually, this is not really a spoiler, but in the future, he is not played by a white actor. But I'm just saying.
Asian?
Oh Lord!
Going back to the original Klingon look.
Would that be bad though, Sarah? If they cast an Asian actor,
I think it would be odd.
At the
very least, it would feel odd. Sure. Yeah, I think it would be odd.
Worf is a black man, and they very specifically go out of their way on our end, human end.
One thing I think about
to point that out.
So you look at Heart of Glory, which is the first time in TNG other Klingons showed up. And what I remembered of that episode is that it's kind of odd that the makeup they put on the Klingons in that one are the same skin tone as Michael Dorn. And I think not only is that kind of odd, it actually looks odd. Like it doesn't match them at all. Like because they have to have it gradiented down to the rest of their face. So I think later on when they show other Klingons, they realize, okay, if you're white, this is your Klingon color. If you're black, this is your Klingon color. And they separated them. But then they got Alexander played by a white kid actor. And I think you kind of went back to the way it kind of looks in Heart of Glory, where it's not quite matching again. Like you notice in lots of shots that the hand skin tone is completely different. It's all sorts of weird stuff that I think you could have just avoided just by hiring a kid, a black kid.
Well, okay. I think my point boils down to, at the time, to them, it was a non-issue, and therefore this is what we get. To them, it was a non-issue, and therefore this is what we get.
This kid is like lily white. Like he is blue-haired, blonde. Like blue eyes, blonde hair, pale skin. Like he's very.
If he was blue-haired, you'd be like, well, he's an alien himself.
Like he is very white.
Also, unfortunately, especially in modern times, he's gone through a lot of personal issues. He's been in and out of jail a lot. Has been having. Like almost every kid actor.
The actor who played Alexander in this episode?
Or actual Alexander in the show.
the kid who played Alexander is gone.
I thought you meant like Alexander in the show. Like he's been out of jail. He fucking done a bunch of space heists.
Kind of like what happened to Anakin?
Yeah.
Oh man, so many kid actors got fucked over. That sucks.
It's true. Like they really never deserve what happens to them.
Yeah.
It's just an observation. I know that it's what they do. I just think it's a missed opportunity.
I also find it odd. I personally think it's odd.
That's it.
Kind of a stupid decision.
Again, I say missed opportunity, but I don't find it odd.
Yeah.
Because that's how things were.
Would you find it no, but that's how things are now. Would you find it odd today?
More odd now.
Really?
I just think it's interesting given that
I just think that 1992 was not that long ago. So I just think it's still modern though. It's still modern. Like we're not talking like
it's
the 60s.
It's a third of a century ago.
No, but we knew what racism was in 1992, guys.
We knew it.
I'm sorry.
We knew
racism was known to some, but it was not known to as many people.
Yeah. No, I know
to this degree.
See, I don't even view it from the moral perspective. I'm viewing it practically. I'm like, you went out of your way to really cast a black actor for Worf, and then thoughtfully thought about his brother and hired an actor who is also a prolific black actor to play his brother. And then you just seem like with the son, they just didn't really think about it very much. I just thought that was an odd detail considering how much of a big part Alexander becomes of the storylines. Just seems like
I think over time, I think it's almost like a Colomini type of situation where it's like we just get an actor to do this one thing because it's not important yet, and then later on it did become important, and then
I guess
before they knew it, it was like, oh well, we're giving him lines now. And he's already white, so here we are.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this about Sarah. Sarah consistently gives humanity much more credit than they deserve.
I agree with you on this,
Humans are a
Ricardo.
piece of shit, dude.
I agree with you on this.
There's people right now that think there's no racism. What racism? What are you talking about? What the fuck is this?
We had a black president. We had a black president.
Yeah. How could we have racism if there's a black president?
Sarah? I mean, I get what you're saying.
Tyler Perry's on the Starfleet Council already.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but I'm still going to use every opportunity to point out why it's fucked up. So,
which you can. It's just that we shouldn't be saying
I'm not surprised. I'm like, actually, this falls more in line of what I expected.
All right. On this, we agree then. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I'm going to go with that too. But also, like, I'm not surprised at all because that's how the world works. So.
Especially in Hollywood.
I actually personally do find it a bit curious. I'm like, I can't. It's so strange. You thought so much about it before, and for this one you didn't.
I just wonder how Michael Dorn felt. Like, okay,
a lot of questionable and shitty decisions on this show.
Imagine, like, okay, they're like, Worf, we're gonna have you have a kid. He's gonna be on reoccurring episodes. All right, Michael Dorn's like, all right, guys, show me the kid. Show me my kid. Show me my kid. And they're like, here he is. And they walk in this guy, that I sent the IMDb link, and they're like, all right,
how well they write the kid.
He's got blonde hair, he's got blue eyes, and he's got pale skin. That's interesting for my kid.
But Sarah, has Michael Dorn been on record saying anything about this?
I actually haven't. I think
the only actor who has been vocal about
everybody. Go ahead. Sorry.
The only actor who has been super vocal about the way race functioned in Star Trek has been LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton has been really specific about, like, there's a lot of shit they did on that show, which he's on the side of they should have known better at the time. And he's always kind of like, okay, like, they knew what black actors would or would not do and what it meant having black actors in these roles. And it seems like they just forgot or stopped caring. I think Michael Dorn in particular hasn't said anything but Michael Dorn in general is like not as prolific.
Publicly, he hasn't said anything.
He's not as prolific about what he says about the show as the other actors are.
I mean, he might have. I mean, I imagine he might have said something behind closed doors offhand. I can't imagine him being like, "Oh yeah, like that makes sense." Like,
and I think it is telling that but in the future, when, again, mild spoiler, but not really, when there is more Alexander to come,
no more Alexander.
Becomes a black actor. So
that's a spoiler, dude. Big time spoiler. Here's the thing: is that at the end of the day, don't forget that Michael Dorn is a working actor. He's there day in, day out doing these episodes, fucking hours of being on set. To a certain point, I get it that you're like, but the actor person that wants to get home to his family, there could be the part that's like, is this kid better than the other kid? Does he know his lines? Is he gonna get us out within a fucking reasonable amount of time? Then let's get the fuck out of here, dude. Then let's film with this blackface kid and get the fuck out of here.
Oh wait, I'm okay. So sorry, I thought for sure in the future his actor eventually becomes black, but I'm guessing not. I had a memory of him becoming black later, or being played by a black actor later, but I guess it never happens.
All right. Well, then,
that was in my memory, and that was completely false, I guess. Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
So,
God damn.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess. Anyway. Well, okay. Then in that case, I actually praise their consistency at that point. No. Because like at that point, if you change like at that point, then you are admitting to the wrongdoing. But then if you keep it, that way and make it a reasonable progression of the Alexander we know today, then it'll be like, well, yeah, this is just the Alexander we know.
Yeah.
It's just continuity.
I am of the opinion it's never too late to right the wrong. So
Alexander the White is what they call him. So. God damn it, dude. All right. So we've talked way too much about this. The truth is that 30 years and nothing really has changed, and I'm not surprised.
Moral of the story.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There's a stupid storyline with Wolf and his kid that makes little to no sense. And then it feels like they took 3 scripts that didn't make any sense, and they're like, let's make this work, dude.
It's literally what I said.
Yeah.
Sarah.
and none of them work still. And they're like, well, I mean,
it seems like they had leftover ideas and just threw them all in one script because they were like, Majel Barrett's coming back this year. Let's just do this. Let's just throw it.
Does she come back every year? There's at least one Lwaxana episode every season, isn't there not?
Yeah, she gets one episode a season. Yeah,
I think she was trying to keep her SAG insurance, dude.
We might actually literally not be wrong. That might actually literally be it.
And who's she married to?
Gene Roddenberry.
Oh yeah, definitely. Then she's like we got to keep the fucking insurances.
That's why they treated her like royalty on set. She was like,
and there's still the unspoken contract. Like we have to show off her more skin every season.
More skin, dude.
Oh man,
she wants to show full bush. Yeah,
and side boob.
I stand by my earlier statement. I'm a pass on this one.
I also stand by your statement.
I mean, when she was in TOS, I would argue she was very attractive there. But, in my opinion.
Her storyline is that she's going to get married. She met somebody on Match.com. And
I thought she was going to get catfished.
No.
It's like a goo monster comes out.
Everything about this arrangement is so stupid.
Yeah.
So you guys know what being catfished is, right? Like
they solve catfishing in the future.
Just make sure.
I don't know if you know that.
The future is solved.
Yeah, the future they solve that, dude.
Because she's like, I haven't met him. I met him online or something.
I feel like
if anything, she must have been catfishing them because how would they have agreed to come meet this lady if she acted any way like she usually does?
Yeah, that's also true. She must have
and vice versa.
She was completely lying about what she does.
Yeah. I don't agree. You guys are just you're imposing your hatred of Lwaxana on
Lwaxana. You don't even know her name, Sarah.
No. What we're talking about is she was being very outward about the way she's carefree. If she was being honest in her communications with him, how did he not catch on that?
How did he not say like,
because that's what he had an issue with her on. That she's willing.
Men are dumb.
But that's just like really random. Like that's not a very.
She also didn't. She felt the pressure of wanting to make him happy, and that's why she at the last minute decided to ditch her clothes.
But what pressure?
And be her.
She didn't even be married. She's rich.
No, she tells Alexander, I don't want to be lonely anymore. Like she has this whole moment with him saying,
I know, but that's why she catfished him.
Yeah, like she's compromising and we're exaggerating by using the term catfish. Okay, you might be reacting to that.
She's compromised. The whole point is she was giving up parts of herself to hopefully find a partner that she could settle down with. And then at the end, she lets that all go and says, you know what, I'm going to be me. And if you can't accept me for who I am, which she clearly doesn't, then you can leave. And that's what happens. But
it's such a flawed premise because how could she ever accept who he is?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She clearly can't. Because as soon as she meets him, she's like, I don't like this guy. Like, what's the point of getting yourself into a situation where you're forced to spend your life with this guy? Like,
lots of people do that every day. So, do you watch 90 Day Fiancé?
No, we do not.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to defend her. I'm just saying like that's what she was going into it with those ideas.
We know that.
Obviously.
But that was our point.
Okay, our point is she is being less honest about who she is than he is.
He's being pretty straightforward, actually. Yeah. Like
she is not being forthcoming about who she is to them, or else they would not have wanted anything to do with her.
What is she not being forthcoming about?
About her actual personality.
But what personality?
Her carefree attitude, her reverence toward rules and protocol, all the things that they care about.
That's why we were saying
they care about.
That's why we were saying it was the other way around. He is not trying to present himself as anything else.
No, I get that. No, but they're doing it as like she's making compromises to her character to fit in with this guy. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what she was doing. Is like,
but she's not being honest with herself. Is our point
and him?
Yes, we're all saying the same thing. Yes, that's
so she did
correct.
Catfish him.
She is not. She is giving up parts of herself that make her, which is being who she is, being whatever, carefree, being free, being naked, whatever she wants to do. I don't know. She's
and
obviously,
so she pretends to be something she's not.
She's making concessions to be in this relationship with this guy, but realizes that it's not worth it and doesn't want to do that. I mean, all this to say, as someone who's been in a serial long-term relationship all of my life with multiple different people, relationships are all about compromises and what you're willing to compromise on and what you're not willing to compromise on. That's like literally what it comes down to. And she wasn't willing to compromise on those things. I think initially she thought she was and was trying to be a person that she thought this guy would find appealing, but decided in the end it wasn't worth it.
Well, yeah, that is clearly how it's written, but I personally do not buy the plot as it's written.
What do you mean by compromises?
She was compromising her.
No. You said that in real life.
Yeah.
What do you mean by compromises?
I think relationships are all compromises. You have to consider your partner. You have to sometimes do things you don't want to do to make someone happy, or to help a situation. I mean, there's everyday compromises.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't change who you are for somebody.
It depends. I think it depends. It depends if that person is worth it, and if you feel like that's what you want to. You change how you approach that person. It's whatever it may be. I don't have any specific examples, and I don't think it's comparable to her situation, but I do think that relationships very much, there are compromises you have to make, right? So
I think there's a difference between because you're just describing compromise in general. What she isn't really, she's not really compromising. What she is doing is, I can change for him, or I can change him. Maybe that's almost like
she's saying I can compromise. I can compromise myself. I can give up what I want.
Right, but I think that's further than what most people think of when they just meet. Well, I think when most people think of compromise in a relationship, they think of oh, I'll do this instead of this. Whereas this is more of I am going to change who I am. That's more than just simple compromise.
That's what I was trying to get at. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually agree with what you're saying. I'm not saying that that's what's going on. I'm kind of going off in a tangent that's slightly related.
Right, but I think that's why it's confusing, because I think there's a certain version of, it's not just compromise. She was willing to completely change who she is in order to not be lonely.
But she wasn't, though, is my point. It's there's no way she ever could be, and that's why I hate this entire concept.
Yeah. But there actually are people in this world that do that. That's not a foreign concept.
No, we mean for her character.
Yeah,
not it's not
considering who we know her to be already.
We know that Lwaxana cannot change. That's sort of her personality.
I didn't buy that.
We had an entire episode about she can't change.
They had a whole episode with her and Deanna where they went through a whole adventure, and you think the plot of the end of the adventure, the lesson learned would be, I'm going to be a more understanding mother, but it literally ends with her not changing at all. And that was kind of the point, that she will never change.
I don't disagree. I mean, did I come into this episode thinking that she was actually going to get married? No. I was oh, she's not going to get married.
But there were other episodes that pointed. So I think a good Lwaxana episode is Half a Life. I think that's actually quite
the best one we've had.
Yeah.
And I think what's that?
It's
the one with Cogsworth / Timison in it. And actually, I wanted to bring that up in the discussion of this episode, because I would have appreciated even the tiniest amount of acknowledging that episode happened.
Because that was an extremely traumatic thing for her.
Exactly. Falling in love with Timison was a really big deal, and he had to go. She accompanied him down to his planet to watch him die.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the end of the episode. She accompanied him down to watch him die. It would have been a really big deal for her, and she says nothing about it in this episode.
And you get a sense that maybe that was actually a changing moment for her, that you go, wow, she went through this really, really genuinely emotional, traumatic event. Because of the way the episode ends, she's no longer being super headstrong and really
it's good material for writers to use.
I feel like Star Trek does that sometimes, because they don't want to, they kind of want their episodes to exist as a capsule. They don't want to reference past episodes and confuse people. Say you didn't see that episode of where she had to go down and watch her lover be killed. And
right.
But what are you talking about? They brought Sarek, who I didn't know who the fuck this guy was.
No, I know. I'm not saying they're not hang on. They're not consistent is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, TNG is currently going through a more we're willing to talk about past events phase, but they are still very much episodic. They're still trying to be self-contained for the most part.
They want you to tune in and this is all you know about this character in this world. Like if she were to bring up someone in the past, like I haven't seen that episode, so I have no idea what she's talking about.
And when they do like a Sarek thing or a Spock thing or like a unification thing, it's like an event that they expect everyone to catch up on before they do this episode referencing this large thing. Or it's like Spock, like everyone knows who Spock is at the time. So, like they kind of reference a thing where they go, and even when Sarek did come back, him coming back wasn't like, oh, we know everything about Sarek, therefore you don't need to fill in the details. They brought him in as a character where they explained everything about him for that episode when Sarek came.
We know one thing about him is he likes hard ass beds.
Yeah. So that's they still are very self-contained, and I guess it would be a massive thing to bring up. You'd have to dedicate a good portion of this episode to talking about Timicin in order to.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a disservice to Lwaxana's character to not.
I agree. I think fucking cut out the fucking space dust plot.
Yeah,
do that.
Go all in on that character shit. Let's do it.
Or go in on the space dust. Pick one.
Look, choose one. Yeah, because they don't even interact anyway.
So I think we all agreed Lwaxana was catfishing this guy, and and she basically was saying, "Oh, I'm cool with you being conservative," and and eventually you find out that she loves to take naked baths in mud with kids. And,
with kids and her daughter's coworkers and
surrounded by Cirque du Soleil's Pee Wee Playhouse.
Oh my god, this planet is terrifying.
It's the worst. I hate this planet. I hate TNG's general idea of whimsy.
But wait. Yes. But this planet isn't even the real planet. This is a
simulation of the planet.
A simulation of the planet. Yes, so imagine the real planet. It's probably wackier. So she I still don't get what the fuck the kid didn't learn anything, and Lwaxana didn't really learn anything except like, oh, I'm just gonna be myself. I don't, that's, and she didn't even learn that because she was always gonna be herself. She didn't fucking change at all.
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to be like, for some reason, she's in a rut where she's so desperate she might change, and it took Alexander to make her realize she wouldn't change.
But she knew that from all along. She was never gonna change.
Well, maybe she didn't know that, but we as an audience did, and that's why it sucks.
Yeah, I guess they do try to write it as if like she's trying on the dress and she's being like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll go with this, so
I mean, this is an age-old trope, right? Like, okay, can I change myself for this man? And then at the last minute you decide, no, I'm going to stay true to me.
Right.
And that's, this is there's 1,000 movies like this.
Like on what?
I don't know, like any one of these like weird teenage prom date movies, or like any of these like, any of these movies where it's like someone had to
Wasn't that how She's All That worked? Because she got the makeover and it turned out that...
And then she's like, you know what? I'm going to, anyone who's just like, I'm just going to be my normal geeky self or something. I'm going to put on my glasses. I'm going to put on my glasses.
There's something about Mary. That's how that worked too. But that was the reverse. It turns out that Ben Stiller just had to be himself and he would get the girl.
Yeah. It's just like, I just think it's a commonly used trope that they're relying on, which is fine. I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
This is like the second episode in a row, or the second appearance in a row of Lwaxana hinting at like insecurities involving her aging and being alone.
Yes.
Which is, I think, a good thing to explore.
Yeah, it is a good thing to explore. And in fact, I think I even had a thought that could even like help explain like how she doesn't read minds willy-nilly anymore. It's like maybe she started to realize how much everyone fucking hated her.
Oh my god, that would have been great.
Oh, smart.
What if they had a scene where Troy's like, I noticed you're not reading people's minds, mother. And he's like, well, you kept pestering me that humans find that invasive, so I'm trying to tone it down. Like that would have been really interesting.
Or if they wanted to keep with like the shallow end of her character, it could be like, I used to, hear nothing but compliments when I hear it, or
Oh, it's another angle.
Like people would always admire my body or whatever, and now I'm getting older, and I'm not seeing as much positive reaction on average just because I'm walking around and not feeling it anymore. there's a lot you could do.
There's a lot of angles you could take that would have been interesting. But it's a really underwritten episode. There's a lot of interesting ideas they could, because she is a character where if you dive into it, it could be really interesting. But they don't expose any of it.
She doesn't make enough of a common appearance to dive in my opinion.
I don't think so.
When she does appear,
like, what are they going to do in 40 minutes in one episode a season? You know, like,
they fill the rest of it with this fucking dust thing. If you got rid of the dust thing, you could talk about other stuff. You know? That's what I mean. It's like they filled it with the wrong stuff. Like,
but I think in their minds, they're like, it's not worth it. That's just how I'm thinking. They're like, we're just going to do some really surface level stuff. We're not going to go there. Unfortunately, I'm just putting myself in their shoes. I don't think they think it's worth it.
Now, see, that mentality that you're currently holding for this plot point is how I think they were thinking about Alexander's actor.
But he comes back. He's like a very reoccurring important character.
Okay. Never mind. I don't want to start this again. Let's go.
But she's not. But like Alexander's not the same kind of important character as Deanna's mom. Like she's a throwaway character. She's whatever. But like Worf's kid. I mean, that's a huge plot point. And a huge...
To be fair, they forgot about him for a while. So
I was trying to make that point earlier. It's like, considering how much consideration they seem to have for the kid and how they write him, like, it feels about right for the actor too.
They did literally say, they admitted out loud that we were like, well, Worf does have a kid. Maybe we should explore that more. You know, like,
yeah.
They do sometimes just go, oh, right. Why aren't we looking at that? That's weird. And then I don't know. Yeah. It's like some things they think about a lot, and then they think about the wrong things a lot.
I think they could have gotten rid of this weird holodeck weird world where they're eating the cups in the mud.
That's like their favorite thing. They fucking apparently you but you look at the behind the scenes and they're talking about it. They fucking loved all that stuff. They were having so much fun.
They're cones. They're waffle cones.
They were like, oh my god, I got to put like a weird checker face man in bubble, and I had a fire.
That's just Globy and Jambi the Genie put together.
I was watching this episode on the plane today, and I got to the part where Worf enters this weird holodeck.
Oh yeah.
And he literally like bitch slaps the fuck out of the bubble, and I literally fucking
murders the bubble century.
I let out the
like biggest, the best part of
the episode. I let out the biggest laugh. I was like, oh my god, that was the best thing ever. He's like, fuck this thing, and like slaps it out of the air.
Also, when he like walks over, it hard cuts to a close up of a woman's butt.
Yeah,
she's dancing.
That like kind of took me out for a second. I was like, wait, what am I watching?
I was like, holy shit, is she naked? And it's a morph suit she has on. But they tuck that morph suit deep in her crack.
I know.
It's the most skin tight, form fitting outfit we've seen so far.
Wait. So was a suit?
It looks like you can see wrinkles. You can see wrinkles on it.
Can you, or is it paint wrinkles?
I think she's wearing like maybe a thong and like some pasties.
But
like,
I see wrinkles.
I don't know if it's a full body suit.
I see wrinkles on the side of her torso, so I was like, okay, it must be some sort of suit. But
there's also stuff like hanging. Like I feel like it's akin to like what ice skaters wear.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah, something like that.
Very sheer.
But they shoved it into her butt crack.
Yeah,
that's why I think it's body paint. That's why I think it's a thong.
It's probably body paint along with it too, to some degree. But that and the other thing that made me laugh out loud in the episode.
Looking at it, I think it's actually body paint.
But the other thing that made me laugh out loud in the episode is you have Lwaxana walking in naked for the wedding, right? And you have reaction shots of everyone, and one of them is just this extra who is behind Beverly, and he just looks disgusted. Like everyone else is responding like, "Oh, cool," and like Beverly's kind of like nervous. She's kind of like, "Oh, interesting," but the extra behind her is just kind of like, "This is disgusting. I can't believe."
I'm glad for that. That's good texture.
Maybe he was a guest of the groom, and he's like, "Oh, I'm disgusted, dude. We don't even dance in our fucking
exactly.
world."
If it was anyone that was more on Campio's side, it would be like, Oh wait, that disgusted guy. He also kind of reminds me of Bill Murray, like old Bill Murray.
A little bit. Yeah,
it looks
and
a bit
he's
like
in a Starfleet uniform, so
he's in like a command color uniform.
These Campionites look like they had gauges in their ears and they took them out and they got all sad. Didn't it? Yeah.
Their ears are super weird.
Yeah,
they're really vagina ears, kind of.
Yeah.
So that's it, dude. You know what? I laughed a lot, but I also like roll my eyes a lot in this episode. Here's what I think. I know you had an issue with like the kid being at the naked wedding, right, Sarah?
Personally, I don't have an issue. No, I'm very pro. I guess I was surprised to see it in the canon of like the Star Trek world. I don't have an issue. Of course not.
I mean,
I was just surprised. It just took me by surprise when they panned over and Alexander was there. I was like, oh, okay. I guess because it hadn't been really addressed. Like you don't really see naked bodies a lot.
I mean, they took Star Wesley Trek. to a fuck planet, dude.
That's true.
He was like 12 at the time.
But they weren't that declothed either.
They were wearing pretty skimpy. That dude with the chest hair, dude. He was fucking chest hair all over the place, dude.
True, skimpy clothing,
it
but
looks like stuff that would have fallen off if they ran too hard.
Yeah, dude.
Or skimpy clothing, but implied nudity, I feel, is still a step like further than that.
Yeah, I guess so.
In terms of TV,
and also it's TV, right? It's network, so I guess I'm always just like surprised that, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a lavender butt crack that made me question, like, whoa, this is primetime like CBS right now.
I was like, wow, they just showed a full ass,
butt crack,
full moon.
I mean, but personally, no. I think naked bodies are naked bodies. We all have one, right?
It's just a body,
yeah.
I mean, it's up to you what you sexualize, I guess. But
my thing is to not give my. Here's if I'm being completely honest about. I don't want to give my kid. And I'm not king shaming, okay? I'm just saying I don't want him to be like David Carradine. You know what I mean? Where he's like, I gotta fucking hang myself, and then he has an accident, and you know what I mean? And
reset the clock on David Carradine mentions.
Yeah. The thing is that, like, you know what I feel ashamed of?
How can we not mention him?
I feel ashamed for the hotel clerks, dude. How could you not have the goddamn respect to give this guy a dignity? Take him off the fucking the closet, dude. Put him in a gi, lay him down, dude. Fucking.
Okay, I'm glad you remember that part.
You always say put him in a gi, and I'm like,
dude. Put him in a gi, man.
He didn't know kung fu. Okay,
dude, he was in a show called Kung Fu. Marvin.
Yeah, that was supposed to have gone to Bruce Lee, but they gave it to him because
you can't hire somebody for a show called Kung Fu and not know a little kung fu, dude.
No, he doesn't.
He had gis, dude.
And later in life, he sold a piece of a garden hose on an infomercial in order to try to get money and claimed that was some sort of Zen kung fu art when it was just a piece of plastic garden hose.
I don't like that you're being a hater, dude. This man had a sexual kink that was a little weird, and he died for it, dude. He died for his sins.
I think his autoerotic asphyxiation is not even the most embarrassing part of his career.
That's true. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, my thing is to not give him weird shit that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Be normal, dude. You can have kinks, but just don't no hanging on anything, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway,
nothing that could get you killed.
Yeah. Nudity is fine. You could be naked as long as you're in your privacy, your own home. You could look at naked people. Whatever, dude. It's fine. It's fine. The French do it all the time, dude.
It's natural.
I like the French.
You sure
and
do.
And French wine.
It's true.
Paul Marzon. Look, I'm gonna give this one, dude. It's the first time I'm going to go negative, I think. I have given negative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're going to remove starships.
You're going there. So I think, like, to me, negative is going
below five, you mean?
Below five.
I think you've already given below five before, though.
Yeah, okay. you have. Yeah.
This is a two. This is a two starships.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a 2. And to me,
and I'm being nice with the two.
It's not because, look, it's no secret that I'm not a huge Lwaxana fan.
None of us are.
But it's not because Sarah's a fan. Sarah's a fan of
you're a fan?
I'm not. I said I correct this. I'm not a fan, but I don't share the same, like,
Lwaxana is Sarah's Del Taco.
I don't share the same like over the top hatred.
That's a very good analogy.
Character.
Yes,
like
literally, she's
not my favorite character. I'm not like, oh yes,
but Sarah, did you hear what I said?
But I'm not. Yeah. I guess that's how you feel about Del Taco. Then I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
Del Taco is Dan's Lwaxana. That's how it is.
That's a good I'm
forced to go to bat for them when everyone else is shitting on them.
but to me, that's not like it's even if it was a different character, I don't think that was the problem with the episode. I think the episode is just it's so many literally as you go from scene to scene, you're like, what? Why are we doing this now? What? And then you think it'll all connect at the end, and it literally doesn't. Like it literally.
I hated like that Thing 1 and Thing 2 in the holodeck where they're like, these two are friends and they love to fight. Who better to fight than the people you're close to? And then I'm like, okay, you're gonna try to like relate this to how Alexander and Worf fight? Maybe no. Shut up.
Nothing connects.
The higher the fewer, tits and ass.
Nothing connects, dude.
Whatever the fuck that means.
What is that supposed to mean?
Too.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Am I an idiot? I'm actually not sure what that's supposed to imply.
This is the opposite of the movie Signs, dude. Nothing was a sign.
Okay. I invite the comments to come up with something.
Yeah.
Make us understand.
I want to put out a challenge. I want to put out a challenge to everybody, dude.
Mm-hmm. Get a tablespoon of cinnamon.
Yeah. Here's the challenge. I know we say comment on the fucking before I forget and people stop listening and they turn off the fucking episode. I want to put it right here in the heart of it. If you guys get us to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, you tell a friend.
Yep. So tell a friend.
If we get 100 subscribers by what's 6 months into the year? What is that? May? I don't know.
Isn't that June?
June? Yeah. I'll get a Star Trek tattoo.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I'll live stream it on our thing.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Okay,
let's go. Come on,
it's quite a dare.
Yeah. It's got to be by June, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'll get a Star Trek tattoo.
Okay. All right.
You've just you've just motivated one psychopath to go on a crazy mission.
Yeah.
I just want to mention.
Let's go.
Here's a caveat. If the tattoo artist lets me live stream it, I'll live stream it because I know sometimes that could be annoying.
We can record it at least.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I looked up the higher the fewer. There's a hilarious Reddit post talking about it. When Lwaxana and Alexander say the higher the fewer in TNG cost of living, they're perfectly describing a pyramid scheme. Their intent was to sell corny holodeck programs in a multi-level marketing scheme.
That's genius.
Mr. Hom was likely the mastermind of the operation, though he'd never tell. Worf suspected their plot, and finding it dishonorable, he never really cared for his son thereafter.
You know what? I accept this. This as canon. Not only do I accept it, this is better. I'm going to give it a higher rating because of this. 2.5 for me.
Okay. Who wrote that? I want to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say their name. Is Juancho Darren?
Okay, whoever that is, good job.
Juancho Darren? I think that's what it is.
It's a nice little package of why Alexander's.
That's why it's called the cost of living, because they're selling.
They're
selling fucking Amway shit. You know, that's why.
The higher, the fewer.
Oh shit! All right.
So say we all. All right, guys.
I'm gonna give this. Wait, did I give my rating yet? No, I didn't.
No. Dan and Sarah have not given their rating.
Oh, you go first, Dan.
Yeah. What's your dick rating for this episode?
As much as I've already shit on this episode, I was still willing to give it a 3.
Wow,
that's still low,
dude.
Yeah, it's still damn low, but
that's still pretty low. Yeah.
I'll agree with Dan. My thought was a 3 as well. It's pretty low. But yeah, I think. I agree with Marvin. It's not even Lwaxana that's the issue. I think it's the bad writing and the hobbled together storylines that seem left over.
When Campio first arrives in the transporter room, that entire scene is such a chaotic, fuck. Like, it's the worst scene I've ever seen.
Oh my God, yeah. They go, hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Come back here. Come back. What are you doing over there? Well, and it was just like, oh my God.
The Campionite guy, that was his helper, didn't he feel like a budget Ned Beatty?
You know, I was about to say it felt like their attempt at trying to do like a His Girl Friday type of scene or something.
Yeah, it felt like they were. It's clunky screwball.
This was his Girl Monday. It didn't make
sense. his girl Wednesday. It's like just middle of the road and shit.
Yeah.
And poorly paced.
But you know these days Wednesday is a cool goth girl, so
that's
we can't
true.
use that.
That's true.
There's always something redeemable about a shitty episode, and this episode was redeemed by that fucking pyramid scheme joke.
Yeah. So good job, username.
Yeah. So say we all.
The side boob and the nudity. That was a plus for me.
That was a plus for me too.
Spot.
You're right, dude.
Excellent.
That was a bright spot for me.
We can all agree that side boob
and the mud bath, and wondering, and I was also wondering, like, are they all naked under the mud bath there? Like,
they're
is
probably wearing swimsuits.
No. I meant like in the show, is it implied that they're
nude.
all without clothes?
But even if in real life you don't want to get into a mud bath and get it in your vagina parts.
That's what I think they're implying. That they get it in there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see any straps of like a swimsuit, so it doesn't seem like the women are wearing.
It's getting in all their holes. For Worf, it's going straight
maybe
up
before you get
urethras.
in, you have got to like pack up the orifices.
God damn it! I got two narrow urethras.
Bobby, I got propane in my urethra.
It's interesting to get in a mud bath with a child, your daughter's coworkers. Yourself,
in Japan, that's fine. In Korea, that's also fine.
In Asia, it's like naked? A bathhouse type of thing. Yeah, it actually is like that.
To your naked, to your American eyes, to your American
eyes. Co-ed, maybe not.
But some places are co-ed.
I don't know about co-ed though. With your coworkers and a child, I think co-ed is more for family, maybe not random coworkers.
There are co-ed settings where it does happen, but it's rare for sure.
You go to Korean barbecue, and then after you go relax in a communal mud bath.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
It's in the back of Ukuk right there. It's just,
they steal the tips, and then they fucking go to the mud bath.
It's the most Korean shit in the world.
I was fascinated by that part. Learning how comfortable we are. We've come a long way, I guess, in some ways with nudity.
In Star Trek Future?
In Star Trek Future, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's cool with it. Except Worf. Worf just doesn't like it at all.
No, well, because no one has two dicks like he does. He feels weird.
I'd feel comfortable for him.
Yeah, if one other person had two dicks, he'd be okay with it.
Well,
I just imagine everyone sloppily getting out of the mud bath and how awkward that would be. Like,
I mean, you're covered in mud though. You can't see anything.
I don't know.
You put on a robe and you go to
the Predator.
Room.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator. You can't see any of his
you can't see anything.
Pecs.
Yeah.
Or you look like that black thing that came out of the goo that killed Tasha.
Yeah, that's true. Venom.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, maybe so far, worst episode of the season.
By far, yeah.
Of the season?
Well, so far.
Yeah.
We don't know what the rest of the season's like, but that was the cost of living. And thanks for listening, everybody. If you liked it, hey, you know what's new? Our YouTube channel opened up a membership. So if you want to join, check it out. For $1.99 at the moment, you can get emojis for your chat and comments and whatnot. But we are planning to add other things to it quite shortly. In fact, some of that might be out by the time you're listening to this podcast. So go to our YouTube channel on YouTube. Just look for Newbie Star Trek and check it out. Yeah, unless you're listening there right now.
If you're familiar with how YouTube channel memberships work, like you might be familiar with how there can be different tiers when the channel specifies. Right now, we only have one, but it does have a particular name. We call it the Tim tier.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a Tim, particularly right now, while there isn't much to offer, you can.
But eventually the Tim tier will have a lot more to offer.
Yeah. And then we'll have other tiers too.
Oh, yeah. Other tiers are incoming once we figure some stuff out. But if you also just want to email us directly, ask a question or whatnot, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week.
Wait, Marvin. One more time. I got to reiterate. 100,000 subscribers just on the regular basic tier. None of the paywall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just regular
100 subscribers.
Subscriptions. Yeah. Not memberships.
Yeah.
Subscriptions, not memberships.
Subs. 100,000 subs. Yum, yum. What was it, lady? Yum, yum.
Oh, God. Popcorn. Ice cream.
Yum, yum. 100,000 subs. Sarah knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We can tell you later, Marvin.
Yeah. 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Gang.
Gang.
100,000 subs by June of 2024, and we're gonna get a tattoo. Are you guys in?
I'll get one. I'm down.
All right,
I can't get a tattoo. It would drive me
Marvin's
nuts.
TBD.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I my particulars about something on my skin would drive me nuts.
I'm good. I'm good with it.
I'm down. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Sarah and Ricardo get a tattoo at 100K.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Maybe we'll get one.
Sarah's been wanting another tattoo anyway. So
where our arms touch together and it becomes another tattoo, like a big tattoo.
They morph. They combine. Oh, sick.
Let's do it. Challenge
this week's
accepted.
email is from Joe, and Joe says,
"Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Hi, guys. My name is Joe from upstate New York, and I wanted to say I love the podcast. You guys have a great commentary on the TNG episodes, and I think your show really came to fruition when you added Sarah. I listen to it on my daily commute, and it makes life less serious. My college roommate and I used to watch TNG and laugh about how Beverly is such a deadbeat mom and what an absolute piece of shit Wesley is. I can't wait for you guys to reach DS9, which has more of a storyline that features a lot of capitalism and religion. Shit gets spicy. Anyway, keep up the good work. Oh, and Ricardo, I loved watching the weird magical sperm orb movie Solar Babies. Please give more recommendations for old, terrible, good movies. Also, can you guys do an episode that is live on YouTube instead of the animated live characters? I always imagine Ricardo looking like Danny DeVito because he eats while he talks and says wild shit. Love you guys. Joe. P.S. I'm sorry, Sarah, but I truly think humans are too dumb for aliens to want anything to do with us.
Joe.
Well, speaking of
so great, don't you, Sarah?
Speaking of live.
Speaking of live, if we were live right now, you would see Ricardo cradling the most adorable orange kitten.
Well, I was going to say, live streams of when we record might become a perk for our YouTube membership at one point. We're still discussing what that might look like, but it's a possibility. So we're figuring that out. So,
I mean, if that idea in particular excites you, feel free to say something.
Yeah. Let us know what you think.
Email us, comment.
Because we know it does take like a week for every episode to come out since recording. So instead of doing like what some memberships do, which is like, oh, you get access to an episode early, it would be like, what if we just get to watch the live stream of us recording it? That's kind of like getting the episode early.
And kind of unedited, you know?
Yeah, it's unedited too. Yeah,
that's true. We edit out a lot of crap.
So you might get a more raw view
exactly
into what we do on the podcast.
And you get to see cute kittens. Oh,
yeah.
Is Luna asleep?
Yeah, she's asleep.
Oh my gosh, she's knocked out. Oh my god.
She's knocked out.
That's crazy. But yeah, thanks everybody.
Now this Joe doesn't live on Long Island, does he?
I don't know. But upstate New York, I would consider like Buffalo. Maybe not a popular opinion. I actually like upstate New York better than the city of New York. I think it's a lot nicer and more idyllic to visit. I think New York city is fine, but I don't need to visit it that often.
I'm sure there are enough people in this nation who would agree with you.
Thanks for your opinion, Marvin. No one asked you, but thanks for sharing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, dude. You guys, who here likes New York?
I love New York.
Oh, my God.
New York City. Yeah.
Jay-Z.
That makes sense. Jay-Z.
I do like New York.
I'm all about
like
Tupac, dude. And I say, fuck the East Coast. I'm kidding, dude. I don't want to start another
We know
rap
you
war.
hate New York. You hate New York.
You know my feelings about New York.
It's trash everywhere. Whatever.
Just the East Coast in general. I'm kidding, guys.
Joe, but
I do
thank you.
Tupac.
Actually, I do want to say thank you, Joe, for your kind words about me. It really does mean a lot to me. Because
nobody asked Sarah.
Joe actually mentioned something, and I'm responding to it. Yeah, fuck you. But yeah, thank you, Joe. That's really nice of you. It's made my night, which we are currently recording in the dead of night. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the email, Joe. And if you guys have been liking what we're doing, you can head on over to fugitiveframes.com. We have links to all the stuff we do over there. Just fugitiveframes.com.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Leave us a review. Leave us a comment anywhere.
Next week, The Perfect Mate. I won't say any more than that. I'm kind of interested in it.
The Perfect Mate. It's
an episode I've actually seen before.
I know Dan's seen it, and Dan knows what's...
I'm excited for it personally.
Yeah, he knows what's significant about it. But we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Cool.
Later, y'all.
Side boob.